Welcome to the Connecting the Dots podcast with your host, Lee Ashby Watts. Our podcast is committed to delivering marketing, branding, and strategy advice for the small business owner. And now, let's start connecting the dots.
Hey, it's Lee Watts with Ashby Watts Consulting. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am loving this topic that I'm going to talk about today, and I'm actually going to make it pretty short, quick, fast, get to some points. And if there are specific points that really resonated with you, I would love to hear from you, because then I'll make it a longer either YouTube video, course, or just a longer podcast, but I'll elaborate on it in another format for you. But want to talk about how to promote your business, how to promote your brand, how to rise above the noise, because there's so much noise out there. At the time of this recording, we are in the middle of a pandemic. And one thing that has happened is everyone has gone digital. Everyone is online doing a lot of talking and sharing and launching. And how do you rise above that noise? So I'm going to give maybe 7 or 8 points very quickly on how to do that. So number one is social media. Okay. But listen, I'm not going to give you a bunch of social media tips. What I want to say to you is focus on 1, maybe 2 platforms of social media. And I want you to really go hard on 1 or 2 of them. So if you're on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, which I am, but there should be like 1 or 2 of them that you really look at every single day and you decide you have a strategy for and you focus on them. Now, if you just want to be on those and maybe schedule posts and keep those going for different reasons, that's fine, but just make sure that, again, you have a strategy for 1 or 2 of them. Go hard, give a lot of value, do engagement. Again, I didn't want to make this about social media, but if you're on a platform, and when I say you're going to go hard on it, that means you are engaging. You're posting, you're commenting on other people's posts, you're liking posts. Sometimes if I'm just standing in line or waiting in a drive-through or whatever, just a point where I'm just waiting, I will just spend maybe 5 or 10 minutes on Instagram and just go through a lot of accounts and hashtags of things that are relevant to my business, and I just start liking other people's stuff and commenting on them, because engagement helps your engagement. Okay, this wasn't supposed to be about social media, but that is a point for promoting your business and rising above the noise. Number 2, content is king. You've heard me say it a million times. If you've watched any of my YouTube videos, or if you've listened to my past podcasts, or even follow me on social media, I am a big believer in content, because content adds value. It creates credibility. It helps tell a story about your business, your brand, and people love stories. People want to connect to stories. One of my favorite quotes by Simon Sinek is that people buy stories. They don't buy the product or the services. They buy you, and they buy the story. So content helps tell that story, and again, it helps create credibility. The thing with content, if you want to rise above that noise and just set yourself apart, is number 1, you have to be consistent. People look for consistency, so that's number 1, so they can trust you. And then also, you need to really know who your target audience is. I just did a podcast on this, so if you didn't catch it, go back and listen, and I give you steps on how to really identify your target audience. And content, again, adds value. It helps people solve problems. It helps people answer questions and get to the heart of whatever is bothering them or challenging them in their businesses. So, or in their lives, period. So, just depending on who your audience is. But if you don't really know who your target audience is and you don't really know what they're struggling with, then it's going to be really hard for you to really write compelling content. So, content is king. Just one side tip for this is make sure that your content incorporates some type of video. Okay? Video is really, really important. Or even if you can't really do video, then do podcasts. People, companies, your audience, they need to hear your voice, somebody's voice, so that they can tie more in to your brand and want to follow you, trust you, like you, buy from you. Okay? Now, the other point, I think number 3, in promoting your business is to promote your content. Now, I just talked about you're going to put all of this effort into your content. You should have a content marketing plan. You should be putting out content, right? So sometimes you need to promote that content. There's a lot of noise on social media, so don't be afraid to boost or advertise some of your posts. Listen, those algorithms, a lot of people may not see your posts, just the way that the algorithms work, and especially if you're not already engaged, your posts are probably not being seen at all. So you have to engage and bring those algorithms up for you, and don't be afraid to sometimes just promote your content. When you're promoting your content, guess what? They're going to ask about your audience. So if you don't know who your audience is, you're not going to promote your content properly. So go back and listen to my podcasts on getting the right audience. Number, I believe 4 is listen, be authentic. That means, again, depending on your company and your brand, you need to incorporate your life, your hobbies, your interests into your content, into your social media. People, again, buy people. They want personality. They want emotion. And if none of that is coming out in any of your web content, if any of your brochures and marketing collateral, in any of your social media, then you are not, again, rising above the noise. People who are rising above this digital noise, they're tapping into an emotion of their audience and pulling them in. And a lot of times emotion comes from, yes, we're getting to know their personality and we're watching their journeys. And it doesn't always have to be so personal. You can limit how much people obviously see of you. And even if you want to keep it to business, show yourself walking this business journey and you getting ready for a meeting and some things you may be challenged with in your own business. Those things, yes, tie us in, and it again helps you to rise above the noise. Next, use great photos or images. By now, you know that people are mainly drawn to, they'll read your content up until a certain point. So if it's too long, no way. They'll read your content, but then if it doesn't have a great photo or image, more than likely they will pass over it. So make sure you use great photos and images. Let's see, I think we're at number 6. Don't forget to use call to actions. So call to action, a CTA, is at the end of a blog, sometimes your social media, on your content. Now, I'm not saying that every piece of content should force somebody to go do something or ask somebody to do something or ask for a sale. I do believe in having a lead magnet. You need to have at least one great lead magnet. If you don't, feel free to contact me and I can help you work that out at Lee, L-E-E, at ashbyandwatts.com. But you need something to pull people into you and at least lead them there, and then know when to start trying to sell the big thing that you're trying to sell to them. So make sure you have a lead magnet. Make sure you have call to actions. Next is to create an email marketing or a mobile marketing strategy. I'm testing a mobile marketing strategy right now, so you'll be hearing more about that because people are definitely using phone numbers and texting for their strategies. But regardless of how you do it, a way to rise above the noise, the digital noise, is not to just only stay on social media. You need to connect and talk to your audience in a lot of different ways. And let's face it, like I mentioned with algorithms, not everyone's going to see whatever you're posting on social media. But if you have people on your mailing list, they're on there for a reason, and you're probably more connected to them. So find creative ways to make sure that you're reaching out to them directly. Same with mobile marketing. And I'm going to do another podcast on that soon once I test out this new company on their mobile marketing services. And finally, make your content shareable. So we're talking about rising above that digital noise and promoting your business. You have to make your content so compelling, so helpful, so valuable, with that great image that people will want other people to read it. They want to share it. Now, sometimes, again, the content may not have a lot to do with your business, but if you're being authentic and you're sharing your interests and sharing your hobbies and you're resonating with that target audience, they may share something else about you or something else that you've shared, but it's a way, again, for your name to get out there, whether it's your company name or your personal name, and to pull people in. So that is it for today. I just wanted to share a quick podcast that I hope you will find valuable, and that there were some tidbits in here that you may want to hear more about. If there are, feel free to comment below or send me an email and let me know, and I will be more than happy to do more content around that topic and make sure that you get what you need. So my email address is Lee, Lee, at ashbyandwatts.com. Thank you so much for joining and helping me to connect those dots.